Meeting will come to order. We have a long agenda tonight, so we better get to it.
Let's go.
I hope you're not long-winded. First on the item is an RDA for 17 Parkhurst. It's all yours.
Will Connolly, Zenith Consulting Engineers for the record. We are proposing a pergola within 100 feet of Long Pond. The closest point of proposed work will be about 85 feet away.
Yeah. There's some plans that we sent in, Stu Norton had drawn up. I believe Stu is designing it for them. The intention for the supports is to either manually excavate by hand.
Well, this shows them up on the patio, but,
They're gonna have to take the blocks out
Yeah.
and dig down for.
oh, so that's not really gonna,
Yeah, and so they're looking at two options right now. One is by hand, postal digger, shovel. The other one is they're actually talking about potentially a vac truck with one of those there, because they don't want to ruin the patio.
Right.
So they're trying to really consolidate the excavation.
but either way, it's not gonna go beyond the scope of this
No,
patio.
no, no,
that
everything
they
is,
installed.
everything's proposed on the patio itself.
It's beautiful, it came out nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's,
Oh, you saw it, right?
Yeah.
Went out there.
It's a great view from
Yeah,
there.
it's a nice
Yeah,
spot.
overlooking the water. And you said it's, well, here's the 100-foot right here. And you said the closest was 80-something?
yeah,
85,
it's,
90 feet.
yeah,
Okay.
it's in that range.
Very gentle slope.
You know what it is until you get over to the water, then it gets a little.
It
steep.
drops off a little, yeah.
Beautiful lawn going right down to towards the shore.
Yeah, it's all wide open.
Yeah, it is, very wide.
To a beach, he's got a beach, right?
Yep, past the fence, yeah.
And when would this be done? What's the plan, the timing?
Very, very, very soon. I think,
The sooner the
I
better?
think the ink will be drying and they'll be,
Really?
yeah, if Mike St. John had his way, that's exactly.
Is this the actual configuration?
The answer is, I think it's changed a little bit.
Because the patio's round, isn't it?
No, it's rectangular.
Is it rectangular?
Yeah, but I believe that Stu was trying to minimize columns to support it. So there are little tweaks, but essentially that is what the essence of what they're trying to accomplish.
Well, I'll make a motion that we close the hearing and issue a negative determination.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nice job, Will.
Thanks, guys.
You
Have a
sold
great
us.
night. He's our
gotta
new
keep him.
guy. He's our guy now.
Spider Jamie, you gotta pass.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
See ya.
You too.
Now, if I remembered.
Oh, we have a complaint from Fox
Well, not much.
Or are we complaining about Fox?
He wouldn't complain. I just have to find my signature page. See if I can sign it in the right place tonight. There you go. Thank you. Thank you all. All right, next, some new business. As previously mentioned, we received a complaint from one of the residents at Clark Shores who said that she owns the property. It's an undersized lot, so there's no house on it. There's just a trailer. But water is being diverted from the roadway to her property. And this is a problem that goes back years. It's from time to time has happened to her. But she wanted us to take a look at it, so I did.
We should specify the property.
Okay. I don't
It's
remember.
next to,
I don't remember.
is that what
the-
they call Big Beach?
Yes.
So, that would be,
There's the beach that belongs to the homeowners association, and hers abuts it, it's facing the water. It's on the right-hand side. And there is an existing drainage ditch there that's, I guess, was naturally occurring at one time and has been enhanced. So it does receive natural runoff. There's water coming off the hill,
and
upgrading
out
of the
of the
site.
hill too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's a combination of runoff from the surface, water leaching out from the bedrock. There may be some discharges, some illegal discharges. I didn't go looking. She claims there, but it's an habitual problem every year. And of course, this year being the way it is.
As wet as it has been.
It's worse. It's similar to what we were seeing at Beach Tree.
But no new construction, nothing done with the road that's causing,
Well, let me back up then. So what I saw was, as she described, but I also noticed that there was a small ditch, and I really mean small, but there was a piece of machinery there. And it looks like they had tried to dig a ditch parallel to the road and an existing block wall. And it was collecting runoff, and it was being diverted right onto her property. So there was no two ways about it.
Yeah.
This
so who dug that?
well,
Do we know?
no one owned up to it. When I went back later, the machine was gone, and there was an attempt to backfill the ditch. At least it looked that way.
And you back up even more because the initial request some years back was to put some stones there. Instead, they put, the Lego blocks.
Yeah.
And now no water can get through, so it's building up on
Just
that.
pools there.
Just pools it.
10 years ago, we went there in response to a complaint for similar reasons. Water was running off the roadway, and it was eroding their beach. So they wanted to put a barrier in there. And at the time, I think we said, okay, it wasn't high on the list of priorities.
So it's all within 100 feet of the lake?
Oh, yes,
Oh, all right.
it's within 50 feet.
Oh,
And what they did is, they started excavating to pour a concrete wall. And when we caught them, we gave them a cease and desist. We made them go through a notice of, not a notice of intent, an RDA.
RDA.
And we approved a block wall, what Joe's talking about now,
Yeah.
with the condition that you leave weep holes on the
Yeah.
bottom so that the water didn't back up behind it. So when I went there to do the investigation the other day, sure enough, there are no weep holes in the wall, and the water is running off.
to her
Yeah.
lot.
So what I did,
So who put that wall in? The association?
I
I
they
assume
did
that was not a cheap wall, that's
Well, because
stuff.
somebody applied to us to do it, right?
Well,
Well, yes,
yes and
but
no.
Well, you
the
guys
idea
stopped
was
them.
to so space them that water would be able to weep through.
Yep.
I mean, there's not a lot of water, but if there's no place for it to go,
Yeah.
It's
it
gonna go-
concentrates
gonna follow the
somewhere.
lake.
And it's kind of burned up to the stone.
Yeah.
So now, what we did at the time was issue an RDA that said you have to file a notice of intent as well. That never happened.
Okay.
So no notice of intent, no holes in the wall, and now they've got this situation. So what I did is I summarized that history, and this is the letter that I sent, if
Oh.
you want to read it.
Want me to read it aloud?
Yes.
No?
Go ahead.
Okay. Clark Shores Association, I don't have to give the address. Regarding Central Ave, dear members, the Conservation Commission has received a complaint that drainage from the area adjacent to the beach area on Central Ave is being discharged to an abutter's private property. On May 28, 2019, the commission observed runoff from the neighboring upland area being collected by a small man-made trench. Water was then diverted to the abutter's property. This activity is prohibited by state law, including the Wetlands Protection Act. The association was previously granted a determination of applicability. The order allowed the construction of a stone wall to separate the beach from the parking area. A wall was constructed, but a notice of intent was not filed as required by the RDA. The purpose of the wall was to separate the beach from the parking area and prevent erosion. It was also intended to allow surface water runoff to pass through small openings at the base of the wall to prevent flow restriction. This was not accomplished. As a result, runoff is pooling behind the wall, creating a nuisance. Commission requests that a representative of the association contact the agent to discuss the current situation and measures to remediate improper discharge. We also recommend that you attend a meeting with the commission on the second Tuesday of the month at the Lakeville Senior Center. The next meeting will be on June 11th at 7 p.m. Failure to contact the commission or to continue discharging stormwater to private property may result in a notice of violation. Please contact the conservation agent or come to the conservation office at Town Hall.
Which they
That's pretty
did.
straightforward. Oh, they did? Okay.
Once they received this letter, they contacted me. I went out there and met with a number of members of the association, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. They've agreed to do a notice of intent.
Okay.
And to do what they can to engineer a plan that will relieve the discharge to this woman's property. They're talking about maybe putting culverts under the wall.
Should they hire an engineer at this
I
point?
told them they had to,
Yeah.
and they've already spoken to a few.
Okay.
So,
I don't know if those blocks can be drilled or not, but I would imagine, the cure wouldn't be a major thing. I mean,
No, if they-
just get some holes through that wall so that continual discharge that's weeping out of the water-bearing ledge there can have a place to go.
yeah, I don't want to play engineer, but it seems to me the simple answer would be to space the blocks a little bit so you could put some PVC pipe in there and just leave it open so that water could flow through, or something under that idea.
What kind of blocks are they? The kind that you
The
just stack?
precast, I call them Legos.
The huge
you know?
Lego.
Oh,
Yeah.
the big ones.
Ready Rock?
So you need-
Like that, Ready Rock.
Yeah.
But these things are, they're probably 2,000 pounds a piece
Yeah.
or something like that,
But the stretch we're talking about is maybe the length of this room, and then there's an open area for a step.
Yep.
And on the other side, there's a small passageway, so it wouldn't be prohibitive to fix that, and it's a private road, so,
Right. Instead of guessing at it, though, just hire an engineer at this
yeah.
point.
But they, to their credit, they've been very cooperative.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that that's understood, and it looks like they'll work with us, and,
So do we have to do anything beyond send a letter at this point?
nope.
Wait for them to file their
Wait
notice
for
of
them.
intent? Okay.
Okay, all right, good. Next is some old, why do I have it under, old business. Southworth. You all saw, I think, the draft of the enforcement order.
Yes.
The most recent one. It went out, and I'm told that it's been picked up.
Yeah, we got the email on that from Laurie.
Yeah. So, it's still early yet, and we haven't heard anything. I wouldn't expect to hear anything right away, but it's in the works. And then finally, Quail Run is a situation I talked about a while back, about a property off Cedar Pond, off in Cedardale. And I happened to be next door and observed some clearing that was going on. And when I approached the owner, he said that he had an RDA and also an agreement with Nancy to do certain work. When I checked the file, there is in fact an RDA on file, but the only thing it allowed was cut some dead trees and knock down an old shed. What he's done is he's cleared all the brush, he put in a road, put in a stone wall, a patio, and built two sheds. It looks nice, it's a beautiful job, and it's something we would have approved, I think, with the notice of intent. But he kind of stretched the limit some
I
on
think I remember this guy. What's his name?
Zion,
Diane, it's Steve
Scott.
Scott, yeah.
And if you like reading so much, you can read the draft letter. wants to show off.
Mr. Scott Zion, 7 Quail Run. Subject determination of applicability. I have a problem with that. Dear Mr. Zion, as a result of your request for a determination of applicability, an order was issued on June 12, 2017. It was determined by the commission that the proposed work was in the buffer zone of Long Pond and therefore in our jurisdiction, but would not have a significant impact on the resource area. A notice of intent was not required at that time. The proposed work included the removal of 4 dead trees, removal of an older existing shed, and replacement with a new structure. The commission recently visited the site in accordance with the terms of the order. It was observed that the site was cleared of a significant amount of vegetation, a gravel driveway was added, and several stone walls were constructed. At this time, it is the opinion of the commission that the work performed completes and possibly exceeds the conditions of the order, and therefore no additional work is to be performed without the filing of a notice of intent and the approval of the commission. Any additional work without the authorization of the commission will be considered a violation of the order. If you have any questions, please contact the conservation agent.
Thank you. All right, so we'll wait and hear from,
Has he got that yet?
should have just received it
Okay.
this, the end of last week. So we'll wait and hear.
Do you think he's gonna do any more?
Not without a little push, I would think.
You met him, right? You talked to him?
Yeah, he was there working, and I introduced myself, and he allowed me to walk around, so. And if you want to see it, for yourself, instead of just driving down his long driveway, what you could do is drive down Pond Street off Cedardale, go all the way down to the water,
Take a right.
take a right, go all the way down to the fence, and you can see it. It's
Big open area.
Can't miss
They used
it.
to be treed, or?
Yeah.
Some trees, a lot of heavy brush.
A lot of underbrush,
Yeah.
and, I mean, it's nice, don't get me wrong, you've done a beautiful job, it's a great site, but.
Yeah. Okay.
And he may be correct, Nancy may have said, "Well, it's okay, you can do this," we don't have anything in writing, that's the problem. And that's why I'm doing these things, I'm trying to clean up little pieces of here
It's
and
one of
there.
those things, you get the project going, you get a machine on the property, and as long as the machine's here,
Yeah, well,
might as
that's-
well.
Yeah, well, that looks awful.
Yeah,
Get rid of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
that's why I've been saying right along, the RDA.
But as you said, the vast majority of the work we would permit normally anyway.
Did I have minutes down? I forget. I didn't have any new minutes. Did anyone else get a copy?
Nope.
Nope.
And so I think that's it for our agenda.
When's our next
So
meeting?
unless any, well,
Next
thank you
meeting.
for reminding me. The next scheduled is the 25th. Right now, we don't have anything scheduled. We did get a notice of intent in today from Outback, but with no date. I don't know when they want to present it. And I called them, left a message, but I haven't heard back from them. If they want to have it on the, at our next meeting, they have to file by Tuesday of next week.
And you're not gonna be here, right?
But if that happens, right, that's the 25th, and I won't be here. But I've already spoken to Lenore, and she would take my place if there has to be a meeting. If not, it'll just be
The 9th of July.
the next.
July 9th, yeah.
So we'll wait to hear from you guys.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we talked a little bit about possibly canceling our second meeting of the month for the months of July and August like we used to do. And we said we'd leave it up in the air until tonight, just to have more representatives, but once again, so I guess we'll put it off until next time.
And you never know what you're gonna be getting for filings, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You think you're gonna be busy, nothing, then all of a sudden, boom, get a real busy night.
Well,
This-
I think we have to play it by ear, actually.
Always,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
Yeah,
'Cause
if
we're
someone
under the-
gets it in on time,
Yeah.
we have to accommodate them, we
Because
can't.
we're under that 21-day thing.
Right.
Yeah, otherwise they get constructive approval, right?
You get constructive approval.
The notice of intent that I received is interesting in that they're filing it jointly with us and Middleborough.
What's that for?
It's for an ecological restoration project.
Really?
Yeah, so if you're interested, you want to come into the office sometime between now and our next meeting and grab a copy of the notice, it might be good to get read up on it before
Where's the property?
you would ask.
It's on the middle of the line. Somewhere.
Yeah. Now that you ask me, I can't remember. It'll come back to me tonight.
You know, it's funny you said Middleborough line. Just this weird thought popped into my head the other day. I was driving along, and all of a sudden, one of my favorite words in the language is perambulate.
Oh, yeah.
And there used to be a law, Massachusetts, a lot of New England towns, that the selectmen of every town had to perambulate the borders with their opposite numbers each year. I really doubt that's done anymore.
What is
Walk, fancy name for walking.
Oh, okay.
People walk, you know, just affirm,
So they- so
not that
they-
the boundaries are going to change.
So the two selectmen would walk the property together. Well, that's probably not a bad
Yeah.
thing to do.
But I don't know that you'd have to do it every
Yeah,
year.
Let's bring it up at the next
Yeah, well-
selectmen's meeting.
Well, we'll suggest it at a town meeting, make the town vote. Yep, we think they should.
Where
there's
are the records from all the previous years?
Well, every time we're at town meeting, I'm always thinking of, you know, these things that pop up where you have to appoint some members of the police department as, you know, fence viewers and surveyors of bark and mulch and all that sort of stuff, you know. I guess by law, the regulations still require, you know, do we have a forest warden?
We used to.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we do have, one of the police officers is a fence guy.
He's a fence guy, you know, if there's a fence dispute,
Yep.
this is the poor guy
He's
that's
the guy
get
who
called up.
decides it, yeah.
Well, I'd hate to be in that. Oh, I remember what the location, it's not specific, but it just says the upper reaches of the Nemasket River. But there's no other description.
And ecological restoration,
Yeah,
huh.
never seen anything like that before.
Didn't we get some application, somebody talked to us a couple of meetings back about a trial that they were gonna
Yes.
do on a stretch?
It was the Herring Commission, wasn't it?
Was it
Two
Harry?
guys from the Herring,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yep. I wonder if that's the thing,
maybe,
because in theory, the line runs down the middle of
the road.
the Rio Grande, right? And I imagine they'd probably, I'm kind of assuming they'd want to do that at low water, which is coming up, you know, obviously, you know, August, September, or not, so.
Yeah.
So if we don't get anything by Tuesday,
We'll assume we're not meeting until
we'll
July.
assume we're not meeting until July 9th.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'll do my best to get in touch with her and I'll send out a notice to everyone.
Great.
All right, so motion to,
You want a motion?
I do,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Great meeting.